Hello and welcome to the Current Affairs Prime Time, and this is the Current Affairs Show and I am Kush Pandey. Let's move forward and see the headlines of 7th, 8th and 9th of December. The first headline. The 14th Pravasi Bhartiya Divas convention has begun in Bengaluru. This is a 3-day event with the Youth Pravasi Bhartiya Divas being the first day. The theme of the Youth PBD is Role of Diaspora Youth in the Transformation of India. President Pranab Mukherjee would confer the Pravasi Bhartiya Samman. Next headline. 9-day New Delhi World Book Fair has begun in Pragati Maidan. The theme for this year's event is Manushi, which will focus on writings on and by women. Minister of State for Human Resources and Development Mahendranath Pandey inaugurated the fair. Around 20 countries including China, Egypt, France, Japan and Iran are participating. Next headline. The RBI stated that foreign exchange reserves rose by $625.5 million to $360.26 billion in the week of December 30, 2016. Next headline. Japan's ambassador to India, Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, announced that Japan would develop Chennai, Ahmedabad and Varanasi as smart cities. Around 15 cities have been associated with various countries for the development as smart cities. For example, UK would develop Pune, Amravati and Andhra Pradesh and Indore. US would develop Visakhapatnam, Ajmer and Allahabad, and France would develop Chandigarh, Puducherry and Nagpur, and Germany would develop Bhubaneswar, Coimbatore and Kochi. Next headline. Over 30 Indian origin innovators, entrepreneurs and leaders have been featured in the 2017 edition of Forbes list of super achievers under the age of 30. The list includes various people like Vivek Kuparthi of Neolite, Pratna Desai, Sean Patel, Rohan Suri, Varun Sivaram, Neha Gupta, Aditya Agrawal and others. Let's move forward. Tata Motors and Castrol have announced the signing of a 3-year strategic partnership agreement. Now, Tata Motors and Castrol would be long-time partners, and this is an initial agreement. Next headline. China has launched its longest high-speed train service from Kunming, capital of southwest China's Yunnan province, to Beijing. The train is named Shangri-La of the world. Next headline. Former India captain Dilip Vengsarkar has submitted his resignation as Vice President of the MCA. This is related to the recent affairs in terms of corruption and the Lodha report. Next headline. Vice President Hamid Ansari has released a book titled The People's President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which has been authored by SM Khan. Next headline. EPFO, that is Employee Provident Fund Organization, has made Aadhaar mandatory for its about 50 lakh pensioners and around 4 crore subscribers. Now, under this EPFO, there is a particular scheme in which the minimum pension under EPS is 1,000 per month, and an employee can receive pension only after minimum 10 years of service. Next headline. US President-elect Donald Trump has named Dan Coats as his National Intelligence Director, or the NIA Director. Now, that is Dan Coats, was a former senator from the state of Indiana. Next headline. China is setting up the world's highest altitude gravitational wave telescope in Tibet named NARI-1. Now, the telescope is located 5,250 meters above sea level, and it is expected to be operational by 2021. Next headline. Reigning Olympic and World 800-meter champion and world record holder David Rudisha is the international event ambassador for the 14th Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon to be held on January 15, 2017. Now, he retained his title in the Olympics, and he has also won various titles like the 2010 IAAF World Athlete of the Year. Next headline. Indian tennis ace Sania Mirza picked up her first title of the season, combining with American Bethany Mattek-Sands to lift the Brisbane International women's doubles title. But she is no longer the world #1 in women's doubles. Let's move forward. And this is a welcome sight for me because I'm a big fan of Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic has won the Qatar Open tennis title in an epic final in Doha. The Serbian defeated Andy Murray of UK by 6-3, 5-7 and 6-4. Now let's have a recap of all the headlines. 14th Pravasi Bhartiya Divas convention begins in Bengaluru. Remember the theme? New Delhi World Book Fair begins. Amazing fair. Foreign exchange reserve, that is forex, rose by $625.5 million to $360.296 billion. Japan to help in developing Chennai, Ahmedabad and Varanasi as smart cities. 2017 Forbes Super Achievers list has been generated. Tata Motors, Castrol announced global strategic partnership for the next 3 years. Moving forward, China launches longest high-speed train service. Dilip Venkateswarlu steps down from the MCA Vice President post. Next headline, book on Dr. Kalam titled The People's President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has been released. EPFO, that is Employee Provident Fund Organization, makes Aadhaar mandatory for its pensioners and members. Donald Trump names Dan Kovacs, remember the name, as new National Intelligence Director. China, and it has been doing in various times, to build world's highest altitude telescope in Tibet. The last 3 headlines. Devi Odisha to be Mumbai Marathon event ambassador. Sania Mirza wins Brisbane's women's doubles title but loses the #1 rank. And Novak Djokovic wins the Qatar Open title. Now we have a review of all these headlines via the headlines quiz. On which date Pravasi Bhartiya Divas observed every year? And the answer? The answer is 9th of January. Next question. How much foreign exchange reserve rose from $625.5 million? And the answer is, it is a humongous $360.296 billion. Next question. Japan's ambassador to India, Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, has announced that Japan would support India with the development of 3 major cities. The name of cities are, it is Chennai, Ahmedabad and Varanasi. Next question. How many Indian origin men and women inducted into 2017 Forbes Super Achievers list? And the answer is, it is 30 Indian origin. Next question. Name the country which has launched the telecommunication technology test satellite. And the answer, it is China. Next question. Name the former cricketer who has been stepped down from the Mumbai Cricket Association's Vice President post. And it is Dilip Venkateswarlu, who has been appointed as the new National Intelligence Director of USA, and the answer, it is Dan Kovacs. Next question. Name the country which has built the world's highest altitude telescope, and the answer, it is, of course, China. Next question. Who has been appointed as the International Event Ambassador for the 14th Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, and the answer, it is David Odisha. Next question. Name the player who has won the Qatar Open tennis title, and the answer, it is Novak Djokovic. Now let's have the winners and the answers of the previous day's CAT quiz. MS Dhoni, Antonio Guterres, Surekha Morandi, Punjab. And the winners, Tanmoy Sikdar, Yakshan Ali and Trapti Gupta. Let's have now the CAT quiz. Name the co-artist who was in the team that sketched the national emblem Lion Capital of Ashoka, who died at the age of 89 in Indore recently. Next question. India has tested its which intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM in its final operational configuration from Wheeler Island of Odisha? Next question. Which of the following state has launched 25 biodiesel buses recently? The last question. How much amount the central government has released for the multi-purpose Polavaram project in Andhra Pradesh? So, these were the questions from the CAT quiz, the maximum headlines from the minimum time possible. With this, we come to an end. Thank you so much. This is Kush signing off from the Current Affairs Show, #TCS.